guys. I hope you guys are all having a really good week. This week I wanted to talk to you guys about a concept that's been floating around in my head of what happens when we let our creativity atrophy and what leads to that. Some of the things that I have, so first off, what I believe creative atrophy to be is when you aren't able to exercise your creativity because of a lack of ability to do it through not exercising the skills or building the skills initially, through exhaustion of choice and lack of time for your brain to breathe and exist. And ultimately, I believe creative atrophy happens because we decide not to prioritize the things that actually motivate us and actually matter to us. So some of the ways that I feel like that happens are, I feel like creative atrophy can happen because of a lack of skills or a lack of building of skills. Ways that I've really seen this in my life are things like I would really like to do figure drawing, and I have come up with so many roundabout ways of getting to figure draw without having to look bad or stupid or cringy, instead of going through the actual effort of learning to draw figure. It's hard. It's really hard. Human anatomy is crazy, and it's really difficult to get it to look right and not uncanny valley. Another way that I've seen my own creativity atrophy is through lack of time, by busying myself with trying to create perfect things, trying to have the perfect bite lifestyle where everything feels as good as the perfect bite would, has led to me not having the time or mental space to truly pursue the things that I want to do, or to truly let my mind rest enough to have genuine creativity. You think back to, for those of us who grew up before smartphones, when you were young, and like pre-12 for most of us. I don't know very many people my age who were using smartphones pre-12. But the space your brain had, and the difference in the creative concepts that you came up with at that time versus now. Not that I don't have creative concepts, but there's so much further in between, and it takes so much more effort because I haven't worked out that muscle of creativity. And I think it plays into the whole AI conversation too. When we sell off what it means to be human, we lose. When we sell off our creativity, we lose what it means to be human. And I think so many people are so excited by the concept that, oh, well, I can just when I come up with a concept, I can have it. I can have that perfect bite of that concept instantly. But that's not what's good about art. What's good about art is not actually the fact that it exists. It's the fact that someone tried, suffered, and won to make it. So I think in things I've been talking about this year, I'm really prioritizing revitalizing my creativity, because it is what it means to be human, is to be creative. And that doesn't just come through drawing or writing, which I think is what we see the most right now is, oh, well, AI is able to draw this, or AI is able to write poetry or whatever, you know. I think creativity is learning to code. I think creativity is the hard work that it takes to become a bodybuilder. I think creativity is learning about cars. I think anything humans do will have creativity in it to some degree. Not every choice that we make is inherently creative, you know, or is just dripping with creativity. I would say every choice we make actually is inherently creative. Not every choice we make is dripping with creativity. My decision to vacuum my floor is not just like, oh my gosh, wow. But my decision to vacuum my floor instead of doom scrolling is creative. My decision to continue to live in a world that feels endlessly scary and overtaking is creative. My decision to learn how to figure draw so I can draw my D&D character for the first time, because I've played a lot of D&D characters that I had intentions of drawing, and I have never put forth the effort to actually learn the basics of what I needed to so I could draw them. When I draw my D&D character, because that's a very serious goal I have by the end of this campaign, and when it happens, if it happens, I will show you. Hopefully when. But my choice in that is I am pursuing the hard thing of figure drawing every day, of learning to actually do this so that when I have character concepts for the graphic novel that I would like to write, I can actually create. Creativity is not a magical, glittering, oozing sauce that lives in our brain. Creativity is grit. Creativity is choice. Creativity is what it means to be human. And when we outsource that to everyone and everything that we can so that we can have more perfection in our life instead of more mundane, we're giving up all of the space that it takes to be human and all of the hard wins that it takes to be human. So, very big thoughts there. I would like to do a bigger essay style video on it at some point. I kind of had intentions of this being that, but every time I tried to do that, I failed. It was bad. But even in that, I am prioritizing my creativity by still making a much worse version of the ideal video that I wanted to make, but I'm still making it. I'm still using that muscle of creating something, even if it is not as good as I wanted it to be. So, main takeaway for the week: don't outsource your creativity to AI. It's not fulfilling. It's so hollow. And push yourself this week to do some boring and mundane things so that you can be more creative tomorrow. I hope you guys have a good week. Other than that, life's wacky lately. When is it not? But it's been particularly wacky. I had a conversation with my mom where I told her that it just kind of feels like everyone I know is just having a rebuilding year. So yeah, that's what it feels like. But choosing to not give in to the hard and instead do hard things instead of just sitting there. So I hope you guys have a great week. Thanks for listening if you did. Bye.